Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Montreal, site of the 7th round of the Formula A World Championship. We're here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, just minutes away from the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. The championship has been getting closer and closer in recent races, and with the rain starting to come down now, we can only hope that a third wet showdown on the track can really bring the chasing pack closer to our championship leader Alexia Pernet. Sofi and Sergio Arbeloa are leading this chase, 19 points separating the top three, and there's a good chance the lead changes hands today. Let's take a look at the track then. Something of a hybrid street circuit slash natural road course, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve consists of a unique blend of high-speed curves and tight chicanes. 14 turns, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. We'll be testing 14 laps around this 4.3km circuit. Drivers will be hoping to keep their distance from the iconic Wall of Champions, and hopefully we'll have a race as spectacular as Jenson Button's almighty comeback drive in 2011. So let's have a look over the starting grid before we get underway now. So it's Sergio Arbeloa who can take the points lead today. As I said, he starts his race in pole position, as Milton Verve alongside, still searching for his elusive first victory. And it's the championship leader Alexia Pernet in third, and Chloe Thomas in fourth. On row number 3 is another driver who can hit the lead at the top of the table today. Sofi she trails Pernet by just 12 points. Pascal Becker starts in 6th, followed by Luca Gatto and Arbeloa, both seeing a podium finish taken from their grasps in Turkey last time out. It's the two XCTs on row 5 who took a 1-2 at that same Turkish Grand Prix, with Oscar Diaz taking the win and Eduardo Melo finishing second, with Lucas Favaroli and Joe Daly behind them looking for points to push further up the championship table. Mick Wallan starting in 13th today alongside Scott Price in 14th, and it's Nathan Daigneault and Liam Turton on row 8. Both have had a very strong start to the season and are pushing for Rookie of the Year honours come the end of the year. Who will finish ahead today? We'll have to wait and see. On row number 9 is the two Ruiz cars, Max Schmidt and Eric Turner, who failed to take points amid the chaos last time out, followed by William Evans for Abbey Academy and Luigi Marchetta for Morimoto. And finally, it's Bruno Cabral and Rico Tanaka, the latter of whom scored his first Formula A points in Turkey, closing out the grid. So with that, let's go down to the grid for the start of the race. Grand Prix, it's another wet race. Last time out we saw our first time winner in the rain. Will we see another one here today? 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix. Lights go out and we go underway. It's a slow start but a decent getaway from Sergio Arbeloa, who pulls away from Verve. Here comes Pernet on the start. Down towards the first corner they come. Pernet trying to go down low but up, not close enough. Arbeloa sweeps around and takes the early lead. Verve drops back to third in the first few corners, and we've already got a spin. It's Eric Turner for Ruiz, who's spun off the track of the contact with, I think that is Nathan Daigneault in the Abbey Academy machine, and just like that, those two falling to the back. It's Arbeloa who is in control to start this thing, followed closely by championship leader Pernet, then it's Milton Verve running in third, and I believe that's Chloe Thomas in fourth. On the opening lap, Arbeloa with the lead by half a second back to Pernet. It was definitely a slower getaway than normal, but it allowed Arbeloa to pull away with that opening gap, and that's why his fireside car is in control. Of course, the start could mean everything in a wet race like this, and they will come down to who makes mistakes and who doesn't. The gap now back up to a second as Verve looks to challenge Pernet, going around the outside. He's switched back, he's got a slightly lower line, but he hasn't got a better exit than Pernet, who pulls away. And there goes El Hadre back and hits the wall. El Hadre trying to get past, but unable to do so. Now may fall prey to Lucas Favaroni as they come flying down this next straight, and to the inside he pulls, he's out to the right hand side already and going down in towards the final chicane. It's an incredibly long straight down here. Pernet still running in second place. Verve going about the left hand side. He wants to go to second place, going into turn number 1. And he's on the inside. He could have a good chance, and there he goes up the inside and back up into second place. So remarkable job from him to move back up into the spot after losing it in the first corner. But it's still the two Abbey Grand Prix cars behind them. Chloe Thomas 4th and Sofi Sevilla in 5th place. Yellow flags are out, not quite sure why. There may have been a spin of some kind in turn 1, but as of now everyone's still running completely okay. But Arbeloa has already pulled out a 2-second lead back to Verve. Of course, Arbeloa can take the championship lead today if he wins the race and both Pernet and Sofi Sevilla fail to score, as they are the two drivers who's battling in the championship. Verve still trying to make up points from that very first round, because everyone else has been catching up. They've been scoring points when he is, so he needs to win, he needs a crazy race with him taking the win in order to really get back into the championship. Lucas Favorani still defending from, I believe that's that's El Hadre, sorry, yeah. Joe Daly's a little bit further back. Favorani in complete control of 9th place, but El Hadre could have another go if he gets a good exit. Joe Daly defending from, I believe that's Scott Price behind them. Down the straight they fly. And there goes Nathan Denot, spun around. He's slowing down, there may be some kind of problem with the car. It looks like he may be going out of the race here. I think it's over for him within the first 2 laps of the Grand Prix. Denot slowing, trying to pull over to the side of the track. There's no smoke or anything coming outside of the car. It's definitely an internal issue. But it looks very poor for Nathan Denot, and after such a good run of scoring points, it would appear that he is out of the Grand Prix. So the positions gained and lost here. So Arbeloa and Verve haven't gained or lost anything. Let's Verve to get back 2nd place. It's an electrical issue for Nathan Denot, who's been out of the race. Oscar Diaz has gained 6th place. He doesn't know what's happened. I think we might have missed something because there's no sign of Chloe Thomas anywhere. I think she must have spun out. She's made contact with Pernet, and that's put her further back in the field. We're really sorry we didn't catch that in the slightest, but Chloe Thomas and Alexia Pernet just like that at the back, and that puts Oscar Diaz, who won last time out in Turkey, up to 3rd place. Well, there was no sign of us catching that, so we are sorry about that, but yes, Chloe Thomas and Alexia Pernet at the back of the pack, and I doubt we'll be seeing Pernet score any points today, so it looks like she'll be losing the championship lead to Arbeloa, because Sofi is back in 6th. She's unable to do anything about it. And the yellow's out again, and it's Lucas Favorani who spun this time. We're only 3 laps in, the chaos has already begun at this Canadian Grand Prix here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It's Arbeloa who's controlling the race amidst all the chaos and continues to show the way by about 2 seconds. Verve's trying to close that gap down. Could we see a lead change in the next couple of laps? Here's Diaz. Cycle through the camera angles there as he continues to run 3rd. Luca Gatto is there in 4th, because he was cruelly denied of a podium finish last time out due to a late incident with about 6 laps to go. But it appears he could have a shot at redemption for that race, because here he is in prime position to try and take 3rd place away. And if Verve or Arbeloa were to have an issue up front, then that could change the complexity of the race. It would give us a new leader, Max Schmidt, making a mistake on sort of running wide off his line there, as there's Liam Turton looking to capitalise on Thornton behind him. With the right-hander and into the chicane they come. Less than half a second separating Schmidt from Turton. As they come down, starts to come down one of the longer straights, and this could be a good opportunity for Turton to capitalise if he gets a good exit. Max Schmidt slowing up as Turton flies by without any trouble whatsoever. It appears the Ruiz car may have a problem of some kind. That, or he's got a really poor exit and was unable to pull away. We'll know within a few seconds whether he has an issue or not. Whatever it was, I believe it must have been fixed. He's now back up to speed. So I feel like it's focusing on Arbeloa, who's still in control. Chloe Thomas has called back up to Lucas Favorani. Pernet still has a bit more work to do. She's 3 seconds behind Chloe Thomas at the moment. And she can't do anything about Arbeloa, who's in complete control of this race, but Verve continues to close down them. That gap's gone down to 1.5 seconds, so if the Apex driver can continue getting the hammer down and just keep on moving, he could have a good chance at taking the race lead away. Diaz still 3rd, Gatto still in 4th place. Let's go back up, still in 5th, Sofi's in 6th. Ronald Hadron's up to 7th. Eduardo Melo has a rearview mirror full of the Monegasque driver Mick Milan in the other axle 76. And Scott Price, who completes the top 10, but Joe Daly's hot on his tail in hot pursuit of that 10th position. Milan really close. He can barely see through the spray being kicked up by Melo's car, but he's very, very close to the back of the XCT machine. He could have a go if he was to get a good enough exit out of one of the corners leading onto one of the longer straights. on the circuit, perhaps going to the last chicane, but has to be careful obviously not to hit the wall of champions, which has caught many drivers out in its history. And there goes Willan, he can't wait, he's going to the inside now, off to the left hand side, but will he try and switch back because Melo's going to defend? He's on the inside, he has the inside line, Melo running wide, no contact between the two, he's sort of shut Mick Willan off, but it's paid off him because it's completely clean racing, so allowed him to get a perfectly good exit. Here's Luigi Marchetto running in 12th place. He's doing an incredible job for my motor. That team has really picked things up in recent races, of course, with Tanaka scoring points scoring 1 point last time out at Turkey by finishing 10th. That team really getting their act together. It does mean that every single team on the grid has scored points this season. The yellow flags are out here, and it's Luca Gatto who's spun. Is it a spin? He has spun at turn 1, and that is very unfortunate for him. It's going to mean he falls all the way through the field because he's got to wait for everyone else to go by before he can safely rejoin. Otherwise, he may get a penalty of some kind. That's really unfortunate for him, and that means he's got it all to do again as Chloe Thomas passes Riku Tanaka. There goes Pernet past. That'll put Gatto down to 21st place, and he's losing even more time, so he's got to spin the car around and get going again. That's really unfortunate for Luca Gatto, who, of course, last time a traffic jam at Turkey really ruined his chances, and this time it's all his own undoing, as he's fallen all the way back to 21st place. Here's Diaz, still in control of 3rd place. Sofi Sevilla now closing him down. She's up to 4th place. It's Pascal Beckerway in 5th, but El Hadra is looking to change that. Of course, he was also denied. He was denied a first race win through a spin with, I think it was Chloe Thomas. I don't quite remember off the top of my head, but he was also denied the victory very early on in that Grand Prix. He started on pole and led the majority of the way. Now he's looking to make as many points as he can, because of course he lost position to Oscar Diaz in the championship, who took the victory. He pulls back to the inside again, and that was a very dangerous move going in and then back out again. Becca's going over the curve, and that's going to allow El Hadra to squeeze past. So Ramon El Hadra up to 5th place. Becca's still quite slow here. They come flying down the straight. Verve still running in 2nd place. Here's William Evans, who has a rearview mirror full of the Britain in Turkey. He's lost control there, and appears the pressure from behind may have forced him into a mistake. He was held on to P12, but that was very close, and Turton saw the opportunity and very nearly capitalised. And there's Eric Turner behind them in Ruiz. He's looking to try and snatch 13th away. And there's Bruno Cabral running in 15th behind them. Diaz still in 3rd, no problems on his XCT. It's running as smoothly as it did last time out in Turkey. He's becoming somewhat of a wet weather maestro, as he's always been moving up whenever it comes to wet weather. Of course, a bit of a crazy qualifying last time out in Turkey was, of course, being able to move up so much as Gatto, still trying to pull back time, locks up, and very nearly misses the left-hander. Here's Arbeloa, still being chased relentlessly by Milton Verve. He just will not give up. With half of this race still left to go, one thing you can definitely say is it's not over yet. The gap down to 1.3 seconds. He's slightly further behind this time than he was in the last sector. Diaz still in complete control here. There's quite a gap between him and Sofi's view, and even further back to Ramon El Hadra, the Delta War machine. Eduardo Melo, meanwhile, looking to try and pass Pascal Becker, who looked like he could have been on pushing forward last time. And here goes Melo to the inside. Becker almost had a chance of scoring some decent points in Turkey before he spun with just 2 laps to go. In an instant which inevitably took Chloe Thomas out of the Grand Prix. Becker finished 15th in that race, and now he's trying to make up for it here. His performances have been somewhat lacklustre as of late. And we're nearing the halfway point in the season, and Fireside are quite a way behind the Grand Prix and Team Apex, despite the fact that they were considered to be the favourites to win the Constructors' Championship. I mean, their driver's shot's still looking pretty good as of now, with Arbeloa continuing to do well. He took a victory. He has 1 victory to his name so far from the Tuscan Grand Prix in Mugello. But it's still looking very tense in the championship. They've all won races, they're all up there with a good shot of glory so far this season. We're nearing the halfway stage of the season. Next time out, once the British Grand Prix draws to a close, we will be halfway through the first ever season of Formula A. And the championship is looking as close as it ever could do. 3 different drivers from 3 different teams going head to head for the championship. Verve's a lot closer this time now, the gap down to 1.1 seconds in the race for the lead. You can definitely see how much closer he is this time. Eric Turner's has been passed by Alexia Pernet, who's desperate to keep working her way through the field. Taking them off one at a time. Chloe Thomas is also making moves. She's closing in on Bruno Cabral and the Thornton machine. Marchetta 1 place away from the points now. He's very close to Scott Price in the Jaguar RT. Does he look for a move? Going into the first corner, he doesn't. He plays it safe and bides his time, lying in wait to make the move up into the points as William Evans battles Max Schmidt. You look how close the midfield battle is now as Price makes a mistake, and that's allowed Marchetta in. But that was a poor decision on his part, and it almost allowed Liam Turton to move up into 11th place. Max Schmidt runs P13. He's doing an incredible job. He had a bit of an issue earlier, and we thought he was going out of the race, but he kept on going. He's still in this thing. So we're still now up into 3rd. There may be an issue on the XCT car, and this could be big because he's slowing up. He's lost multiple places just like that. And here comes his teammate Eduardo Melo looking to capitalise. And Nick Fallan battles Pascal Becker. It appears Diaz may have gotten back up to speed. 5 more laps to go now for Arbeloa. Diaz back up to speed. We're not quite sure. It may have been just a mistake of some kind. Does he choose to pit? He's coming into the pits. Oscar Diaz is pitting. We're not quite sure what the issue is, but hopefully they'll be able to fix it and get him back out on the track. Although obviously with only 5 laps to go, he's not going to be coming back to score points anytime soon. And that jumps Eduardo Melo up to P5, Pascal Becker up to P6. Alhadre is now in 4th. And you look how close Arbeloa is now to Milton Verve. Less than a second separate them, and we could be seeing a late race duel for the victory. Verve yet to win a race this season, and these 25 points could be a serious help to him in the championship fight, considering his teammate Pernet is out of the points, still running in 17th place. While Chloe Thomas continues to move up, she could end up with a point by the end of the day, who really knows. It's looking unlikely this late on in the Grand Prix, but the chance is still there. How close Verve is now. William Evans holding off Thomas through the chicane. But all eyes are on this battle for the lead. I doubt Verve will be close enough to move this time. But we're still going to keep a focus on it. Riding on board with the Apex driver as they head towards the final chicane. Verve with a good exit here. I believe it's a better exit than Arbeloa. He could have a good chance at taking the lead away. He's not close enough. The gap down to just less than half a second. Sevilla still running 3rd. There's a big gap back to Alhadre in 4th. Chloe Thomas is now in 14th. Marchetta still in 11th place. Turton's worked himself into the points. Scott Price is up to 9th. I think someone may have spun somewhere, and that's why everyone's up a place. Well, no, sorry, that's because of Diaz, who obviously went to pits. Gasper now looking to try and battle Tanaka for 19th. They go wheel to wheel. Here they come now side by side. Can have a look at the positions gained and lost here as Gata moves up into 19th. Arbeloa and Verve still in their initial starting positions, but that could change in a lap or 2. Sofi Villa's gone up 2, Alhadre up 4, Eduardo Melo up 5, Pascal Becker is back where he started in 6th, Mick Wallan up 6, along with Liam Turton, Joe Daly up 4, and Scott Price up 5. So no positions lost for anyone in the top 10, only gained or staying with where they were at the beginning of the race. Just over 3 laps to go now. Mistake from either one of these two will push them further away from the victory. Verve has no worries behind him. Sevilla is around 13 to 14 seconds back. And it's just him and the Mexican driver in control of the fireside at the front. kind of position you need to win races in the wet. It needs to be second to none. And Arbeloa needs his defensive skills more than ever this late on in the race. With just 3 more laps to go, the gap's still at half a second. Verve unable to get closer, he's in the dirty air, at the back of the fireside behind him. These cars have been engineered so that slipstream can play crucial to overtaking, but it appears to not be doing the British driver any good as he continues to run behind the Mexican. Look how close he gets each time around in the first sector. They get down just in 0.2 seconds. A poor exit for Arbeloa could lose him the race this late on. Verve is clearly the faster driver in this scenario, and if he gets past, he may just pull away, or Arbeloa could still have a chance. Right on board with Verve. Ian Turton's still running in P10. Marchetto is closing in on him though. Still in 9th place. That point could prove crucial in the Constructors' Championship as Joe Daly locks up. He's got no worries behind him. Scott Price is about 5 to 6 seconds behind him. Down the straight they come once again. It's still Verve trying to close in. The exit that Arbeloa gets is so much better, and that's what's keeping him in the lead right now. He's trying a slightly different line there. That's, of course, does allow for a better exit for Verve. He's a lot closer this time around than he was the last few times, but still not close to making a move for the lead. But he's really closing in now. He pulls out to the left-hand side. He's going for it. He puts everything in. He goes all in for turn 1. Verve takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Just 2 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. And will Verve just pull away now, or does Arbeloa still have a shot? This race isn't over yet. It's not over till the leader crosses the finish line. It's very close. The yellow flags are out, and it's William Evans who's pulling over to retire from the race, and this is his 2nd retirement of the season. Of course, he went out the race in Australia. He's out now. It's another transmission issue for William Evans that's put him out of the Grand Prix. Verve pulling away. This race looks to be over. He's been trying for the entire race to get past Arbeloa, and he's finally succeeded. Meanwhile, Chloe Thomas is up to 11th place now. She's passed Marchetto. She could still score a point today. We've got Price and Liam Curtin. No match for the average Grand Prix machine. With the right hand, she flies. In complete control of the car at her disposal. She's really pulled away from Marchetto. He can consider his chances of finishing the points today over. And Pernet's got very low chances of it as well. It looks like Arbeloa might just take the championship lead. It all depends. Actually, no, it might look like Sevilla might take the championship lead because of course only 3 points in between 2nd and 3rd. And Sevilla is 12 points behind Alexia Pernet coming in today as Verve starts his final lap, so it looks like Pernet will be dropping to 3rd here. We may be about to see a brand new championship leader. Only the 2nd leader of the championship in Formula A as the yellow flags are out. It's Pernet, as I say that, the championship leader falling through the field. There's some kind of issue on the car and she's pulling over. Wait, no, she's just spun, never mind. But still, she has spun out, and that renders her out of contention as she reverses the car back onto the track. And so with one Apex car at the head of the field, about to take his first victory of the season, the other one at the tail of it, about to lose the championship lead. She runs P20. And Sofi Villa may just take the championship lead unless Arbeloa gets the lead back within the final sector, but I doubt that'll happen. Verve's been pulling away since he took the lead about a lap and a half ago. It doesn't actually look like a huge margin visually. It's exactly a second on the dot as he goes into the last sector for the final time. Arbeloa has one chance, and I doubt he's able to make up a second within the space of one straight. That fireside can do many things, but taking the lead from this distance, albeit on a straight this long, is not one of them. As Milton Verve rounds the final corner now, through the chicane, past the wall of champions, which hasn't claimed anyone today, and it's Milton Verve taking his first victory of the season for Apex UK. Milton Verve wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Sergio Arbeloa comes home a well-fought second place. He came so very close. And Sofi Sevilla, looking like she's about to take the championship lead away from Alexia Pernet, comes across the line to take third place. It's another very solid finish for El Hadre, who comes home in fourth. Eduardo Melo will finish in fifth. Another poor race for Pascal Becker, better than the previous efforts. He comes home sixth. Mick Willan finishes seventh. That's some good points for Axel 76. Joe Daly caps off another good weekend for Delta Moore by taking 8th. Liam Turton will finish in 9th, and Chloe Thomas has fought all the way back, passing Scott Price to take 10th place. What a race we've seen today. A late race pass has proved to be crucial as Milton Verve wins for the first time in Formula A. Well, let's have a look at the final classification after that excellent race. So Milton Verve takes the victory out of Sergio Arbeloa's hands for Apex's third win of the season, and it's Sofi Sevilla rounding out the podium. Chloe Thomas managed to get her hands on a point today with a 10th place finish, and Liam Turton held on ahead of the South African for 9th place. Bad luck for Abbey Academy, who took a double retirement in this race, and also bad luck for Pernet, who stumbled in the closing stages after fighting so hard to get back into the top 10. So after that, the championship lead does indeed change hands for the first time this season. Sofi Sevilla now takes over the lead from Pernet by just 3 points, and it's 1 point back to Arbeloa in third, meaning just 4 points separate the championship contenders as we head to Silverstone. Verve with the win today jumps into 4th place by 5 points over Chloe Thomas in 5th. Moving on to constructors then, Apex UK take back the lead in their fight with Abbey Academy. All the work of Verve's victory this afternoon, so 2 points separate the two teams in their fight to be crowned the world champions this season. Well, that's the end of our coverage. We hope you enjoyed the race, and make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Take care, everyone.